Like ooh, ah, ooh. My life be like ooh, ah, ooh, ah, ooh. Times like these, they make me say, Lord, if you see me, please come my way. Leaving breadcrumbs for when I stray. I'm sacrificing the price you pay. Living like a fingertip for a fingertip. Sometimes I fall, I slip. Ooh, ah, ooh, ah, ooh. Okay, popsicle stick crafts. Got 431 subscribers, not trying to rain on the parade. This guy came up with a clandestine build. Why is it a big deal? Why am I even looking at popsicle sticks? Shouldn't we go metal? No, we want to stay non-metal. Why? Non-permissive environment weapons. Also, there's so much going on with ceramic blades and ghost knives and microcore blades that I've shared on this channel. Glass can do the job. Is it brittle? Can it snap? Yes. Has no flexibility. But where that lacks in flexibility, wood picks up the slack. And where wood flicks up the ability, or where it messes up the ability to puncture and slice, jungle snot allows it to puncture. So maybe there could be a hybrid of a jungle snot that's ceramic. Anyway, let's review this video real quick. So what you'll notice immediately are these couple of holes right here. Now, what I wish the content creator would have done is put a hole somewhere down here at the base of his blade. I'm going to show you why in 2 seconds. And then under this, so I'm not poaching his material, under this video that I'm making real quick, I'm going to show you the important part concerning our study. I'm going to share his video in the link in the description so you guys can choose to subscribe, like the video, do whatever. That way I'm not poaching his content. Notice the little stick, it's going to act like our 90-degree catch. But it's a reverse mechanism, which is really good because I told you guys this system might work for concealed carry. Very simple trigger mechanism. Okay, and this is going to allow the blade to sling out. As soon as you push on that button, the blade will sling out. So, to me, I'm not too crazy. I mean, I guess this could work in aspect, to get the blade to fling out. As long as it has a secondary catch, then I guess all you would have to do is walk up to something, push down on the switch, collapse the blade just like an expandable baton. Anyway. Outstanding. Okay, you can see where the catch is. It allowed the blade to sling forward. All he has to do is put a hole right there when the blade slings forward. That locks the blade in place. That would allow you to stab. Right there. That's the sweet spot. That's the only thing that I would do different with this tool. Then after that, yes, you could hypothetically, if it's next to your wrist, you just push on the button a little bit. I don't know if he uses string or not. That was the spot that I wanted to share. So the popsicle stick builds, they're great. We have to work in like an Abo new 90-degree lock if we want to keep it clandestine and homemade. So that's the important part. You got to have that 90-degree locking mechanism. He's using a 90-degree locking mechanism to do a spring assist, where the blade launches forward. We want something to catch that blade, and then we want to reinforce it because we're not 17-year-olds. Most of us are men. And then you have a counter ambush tool that you can keep up your sleeve for a rainy day. And then booyah. Much better than a pencil and a rubber band system. But yeah, I'm fascinated by this technology, and I can look at the gears and I can look at the OTF all day long, and all the shop work. But I know the reality of it is people are going to struggle to get their hands on those materials. However, if you can get your hands on simple materials like popsicle sticks and seasoning and super glue, you can end up with an effective tool that takes little to no time to build. Literally all this guy did was take a top plate and a bottom plate, cut out a section for this stick to stay in place, glue down a stopper on top of the blade so that it rides between some kind of a catch mechanism on top. Very simple. Side plates, top and bottom. You got a hollow space for the blade to travel, but you also have like a wooden pin to keep the blade from sliding out all the way. Outstanding. When you put the 90-degree locking mechanism in there, it's awesome, but you should have a hole at the end of the blade for that to catch. which is really great because on the gangster builds that I've seen, they're using a 90-degree catch with a hole in the blade. The old school method was to take a screw head and you put a screw head through there, and that catches the 90-degree catch when the blade flings forward, and that was for like letter openers and stuff. Really, really awesome technology right here. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to stop this video. I'm going to copy this. Obviously, it's copyrighted. They're like, oh, yeah, you copyrighted from this video. And I'm going to share this with you guys. I might spoof the audio a little bit, so if it sounds goofy, that's just because of copyright, I guess. I don't want to rob away from the content creator because he did the build, and I want you guys to see the build. But at the same time, I also wanted to say how I do the build differently. And if you guys are going to attempt to build what you should do differently, porting the hole in the blade was amazing. Usually what people do with the hidden blade xiphoid, which is the easiest mechanism to do as far as machining goes, instead of all the springs and the catches and the OTFs. It's also stronger than the other two. Well, no, the gear system's probably stronger, but there's a lot of force going on to the gear wheels. I don't know. IMD Payne might argue with that because his system works underwater. But as far as being terrestrial instead of avian, wait, does avian mean birds? Obviously, being terrestrial instead of in the water, you have a tool that you can use. And all the strength goes into that locking mechanism when you're stabbing stuff. So that 90-degree locking mechanism works out really great if you have a hole carved into it. That's the part that I wanted to sell. And if you guys get on the internet and you look up Instructables, that's the design you're probably going to see. You're going to see a blade with a hole in it, and you're going to see a 90-degree catch, and the male end fits in the female end, stopping the blade, allowing you to stab the bad guy using steel. Outstanding, gentlemen. Thank you. And remember, you are the last resistance to the captive state.